Good morning. It is May 30th, right? Yeah. So ALS Awareness Month, day 30. I haven't been on for a few days or a couple days. So next Friday is my pre-screen for the drug trial. So I'm, again, hopeful for acceptance. I'm not usually hopeful for acceptance from anybody, but this is a different thing. It's interesting having a terminal illness. A lot of reminiscing, if you will. And I was thinking about my dad. Actually, he passed in 2020 during COVID. Not from COVID. He was on home hospice, but he passed during COVID. And I've been having, I don't know why, just a lot of memories of him. And so I wanted to share a funny. It's funny now. It wasn't funny then. When my dad was very, like, respect your elders, walk the line. Wasn't a guy who said, I love you very often, except for the last couple of years of his life. I don't know what that is, but it's bugging me. Anyway, when I was 15, so it was 1986. So it was 1986. I was 15. I had my permit, and in those days, in California at least, your permit was paper. It was just a piece of paper. Now they look like licenses. And my parents went up to San Francisco for the night. Excuse me. And, no cell phones back then or anything, obviously, the 80s. And my mom had a 1976 Spider Fiat convertible. So it was black with like red stripes and then red leather interior. And I love that car. And so, and my dad had been taking me driving to learn stick shift. And to this day, yes, I can still drive a stick shift. Well, I can't physically, but I know how. Anyway, I decided to take the car for a spin. Just around the block. We lived in a condominium and parking was underground. And that bitch broke down 3/4 of the way. Literally, I was just going around the block. And so I had to go. I ran back to my house when it broke down. Ran back to my house, called my girlfriend Annie, who did have her license. Everybody turned 16 at a different time during that year. And she called AAA. And that was like the insurance, tow company, what have you. And we got it back into the parking spot. They basically dropped it down the hill with me in it. And then helped me push it back into the parking spot. Or down the drive. Not the hill, obviously. But it was steep because it was underground. Anyway, my parents come back, right, the next morning. And, they had called me a couple times during the day to check on me and see how I was doing. And they were literally only 20 minutes away. So it wasn't like a, CPS type of thing going on. So my mom's like, I'm going to go run and get some groceries so we can make some dinner. And so she goes down to the garage and she comes back up. And she's like, Dawn, my dad, did you drive my car? And he's like, no, why would I drive your car? Like, I have my car. And my dad never drove my car. Or hit her car, excuse me. And so he looks at me. And I'm like, And he goes, okay, I'm going to give you some amnesty right now. This is an amnesty moment. And my dad did that a lot with me. And he goes, and my mom knew it was different because she always left it in gear. So like she always turned her car off with it in reverse. I don't know why, but she always did. I didn't do that when I put the car back. So she knew something was different. My dad. So I admit it. I admit what happened and how I handled the situation. And he says, you know, I'm really proud of, he goes, I'm proud of you only for how you handled it. You shouldn't have done it. You could have put yourself at risk. You put us at risk financially because I was driving on a permit with no adult. Anyway, so my dad tells me, go get your permit. And I said, okay. And I'm thinking in my mind, oh, shit. I'm going to lose my permit for like a month. Like, my dad's not going to let me drive. And at the time, my parents smoked. You might get where this is going. So I hand my dad my permit, and he goes, I'm really disappointed in what you did. He never told me he was disappointed in me. But he goes, I'm really disappointed in that decision that you made. That's, you know, I expect better from you. And he holds my permit and he grabs a lighter and he sets it on fucking fire. Yeah. And threw it in the ashtray at the table. Sorry, I'm moving around because my hands are jiggly. Anyway, he sets it on fire and says, you can get your permit or your license when you're 18. Yeah, my dad was savage. Savage. And the whole time he is calm. Like he is just talking to me. No raised voices, no anger. Just, here's your consequence, kid. Fuck. My dad was a savage. And I look at it now and I'm like, oh my God. Just, I don't know why I hit that memory, but there it is. Wishing you all a great weekend. Much love.